Welcome to S130, Joint Logistics and Army Sustainment Support to Multi-Domain Operations. This lesson will explore how Joint Logistics Doctrine and U.S. Army sustainment capabilities support strategic and the operational levels of war. By the end of this lesson, you will have a comprehensive understanding of the Joint Logistics Enterprise, or JLENT, strategic and operational organizations and their vital role in deploying, employing, and sustaining combat power across multiple domains. The essential learning objective here focuses on understanding joint strategic and operational logistics for deploying and sustaining multinational forces. You will explore key logistics authorities like Title 10 and Directive Authority for Logistics, or DAFL. We'll cover joint logistics fundamentals, the National Defense Industrial Strategy, NDIS, and the differences between Army and joint sustainment. By mastering these, you'll understand how the logistics system enables operational success in multi-domain operations. The top takeaways from this lesson include understanding the global logistics providers that enable sustained operations and the roles that DoD services and agencies play in executing Title 10 responsibilities. You'll learn about joint logistics fundamentals, moving and sustaining the force, and the operational roles of Army sustainment organizations above the division level, like the TSC, ESC, and MedCom-DS. This slide outlines the strategic context of joint logistics and highlights the importance of sustainment in joint military operations. In the U.S., sustainment originates from the Strategic Support Area, SSA, which includes the Department of Defense and Industrial Base. The SSA ensures that Army sustainment capabilities are generated to support sustained operations across military services and agencies. Joint logistics involves the coordinated use and sharing of logistics resources across multiple combatant commands to support the joint force. It determines the depth and effectiveness of military operations by ensuring the joint force can maintain operational momentum. Integration. Logistics must integrate efforts across strategic, operational, and tactical levels, allowing military power to be projected globally. Joint interdependence. This is the purposeful reliance of one's services logistics capabilities on another to maximize efficiency. For example, the U.S. Air Force provides airlift capabilities to rapidly move Army forces across theaters of operation. This image illustrates the sustainment warfighting function across different levels of warfare: joint, national strategic, theater strategic, operational, and tactical. It provides a comprehensive overview of how sustainment operations are organized and integrated to support military operations. At the top, collaboration occurs between U.S. military services, inter-organizational entities, multinational partners, and the industrial base. These entities provide the overarching structure for global logistics, ensuring resources are available for sustainment. At the national strategic level, the focus is on generating resources through depots, arsenals, ammunition plants, and the industrial base. This level is supported by agencies such as the Department of Defense, DFAS, and various Army-specific logistics commands or organizations such as the ASA ALT, the Assistant Secretary of the Army for Acquisition, Logistics, and Technology, also the ASALT, and USASAC. At the strategic, theater strategic level, sustainment enables force generation, readiness, and accountability. It connects national logistics to operational forces, ensuring that theater commands have the resources needed for sustained operations. The operational level bridges the gap between strategic and tactical logistics. It includes logistics, personnel services, and health service support, ensuring forces at the tactical level are supported. Various logistics commands, for example, the MedCom-DS, HRC, ensure resources flow seamlessly to the battlefield. The tactical level includes direct logistics support to combat forces, including maintenance, transportation, medical services, and supplies. Units such as Brigade Combat Teams, BCTs, and Combat Sustainment Support Battalions are depicted receiving or distributing supplies at the operational front lines. Overall, this diagram depicts the continuous flow of logistics through processes such as reset, distribution, material management, ensuring operational forces remain combat ready. Joint logistics is the coordinated use, synchronization, and sharing of logistics resources from multiple combatant commands or military departments to support the joint force. A joint function is a grouping of capabilities that enable joint force commanders to synchronize, integrate, and direct operations and other variables and activities. Sustainment is one of 7 joint functions focusing on maintaining operations until mission accomplishment and the redeployment of forces. Effective sustainment provides commanders with the means to enable freedom of action and endurance to extend operational reach. This slide presents the Joint Logistics Framework, divided here into 3 levels: strategic, operational, and tactical. At the strategic level, we focus on campaign quality. Industrial base capacity enables sustained operations, and end-to-end processes drive efficiencies. At this level, joint forces aim to optimize processes across services, component agencies, and industry. At the operational level, this level emphasizes coordination, integration, and synchronization. The combatant commander integrates joint requirements with national systems, leveraging national capabilities to meet operational requirements. And then at the tactical level, this level is about effectiveness. Freedom of action is a function of operational readiness, and logisticians help maneuver forces achieve desirable outcomes on the battlefield by optimizing support from the strategic to tactical levels. The Joint Logistics Enterprise, JLENT, is a global network of logistics providers structured through policies, agreements, and contracts. It protects and sustains military power by ensuring resources are available at a time and place of our choosing. The JLENT includes key stakeholders from military services, government agencies, and industry partners, all collaborating to provide integrated logistics support. This slide highlights the organizations at the strategic and operational levels that synchronize joint logistics, such as the Joint Transportation Board, JTB, and Deployment and Distribution Operations Center, DDOC. These bodies are responsible for resolving gaps and shortfalls during operations and ensuring smooth coordination between services and combatant commands. This diagram depicts joint logistics boards mentioned on the previous slide and their role in military operations. Look closely at the legend in the lower left-hand corner. Your instructor may explore the relationships portrayed on your screen. The combatant commander may establish various boards, centers, offices, and cells to meet increased logistics requirements and coordinate efforts. The J4 may need to create a central location where requirements, resources, and processes converge to provide information for quality decision-making. This fusion of information is crucial for effective logistics support and enables the J4 to clearly understand the logistics battlefield. These staff organizations consist of functional experts who provide assessments, analysis, and expertise to the planning and execution elements of the J4. Several logistics boards, centers, and programs exist at the strategic and operational levels to address joint logistics issues during operations. These organizations, whether enduring or temporary, resolve specific strategic and operational gaps, shortfalls, or competition impacts with other commanders' concurrent operations. They have specified responsibilities and relationships outlined in DoD or CJCS issuances and memoranda or combatant command planning documents. Strategic-level Joint Logistics Staff organizations offer advice or allocation recommendations to the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff regarding prioritizations, allocations, policy modifications, or procedural changes. The services provide logistics support to their forces, including procurement, supply, maintenance, and equipment. Title 10 outlines common service responsibilities which include recruiting, equipping, training, and maintaining military forces. The services also manage construction, outfitting, and repair, among other essential sustainment-related tasks to support joint operations. To this point, we've discussed the strategic context of joint logistics, focusing on how the Joint Force commanders leverage the strategic support area, integrate joint logistics, and operate within a joint interdependent framework. We also examined the Joint Logistics Enterprise, or JLENT, and how synchronization at the strategic and operational levels helps resolve conflicts and prioritize resources. Now, we build on this by exploring how combatant commanders execute their authorities, especially in terms of sustaining operations. The Army's Title 10 requirements play a crucial role in supporting sustainment, and it is vital to understand how these align with a combatant commander's authority. You may have heard about Directive Authority for Logistics, sometimes called DAFL, which gives combatant commanders the power to issue logistics directives to subordinate forces, ensuring that operations are properly sustained. Combatant commanders use DAFL to organize and allocate resources to meet mission requirements. In this process, the Army may be tasked with providing logistics for other services or joint forces as seen in the orange box outlining key responsibilities. Army support to other services, ASOS, includes providing common user logistics and executive agent support to the Joint Task Force as directed by the combatant commander or JTF authority. ASOS responsibilities include missile defense, fire support, base defense, transportation, intra-theater medical evacuation, fuel distribution, and explosive ordnance disposal, EOD, just to name a few. Okay, these are a reminder of some of the joint logistics responsibilities and authorities, mainly the terms that we've talked about in this lesson. Let me just focus real fast on the acquisition and cross-servicing agreements. AXAs are the bilateral international agreements that allow for the provision of cooperative logistics support, very important when planning. This slide outlines the joint logistics organizations and operations that enable the worldwide transportation of troops, equipment, supplies, and ammunition by air, land, and sea components. This network extends from the strategic support area to the theater, supporting unique strategic and operational objectives. This slide outlines the joint logistics execution organizations involved in integrating and coordinating logistics capabilities from various services, agencies, and other providers of logistics support. The fundamental role of joint logistics is to ensure seamless integration and coordination of these capabilities. This slide compares the Army Sustainment Warfighting Function with the Joint Sustainment Function in military logistics and support. So, the Army Sustainment Warfighting Function, as depicted in the big green oval, so this oval depicts various logistical and support categories within the Army, including resource management, financial management, legal support, stuff we've already talked about. And in the big purple circle, or oval, this is the Joint Sustainment Function. So this Venn diagram on the right side of your slide shows the overlap between Army sustainment and joint sustainment. Note how this function consists of 2 categories, while the Army groups sustainment into 4 categories. Although similar, there are some differences. So see how health service support is a sub-function of joint logistics? The Army sustainment warfighting function is divided into 4 categories: logistics, personnel services, health services support, and financial management support. And take note, once again, how the 2 joint sustainment function components are distinguished by the text in purple. This slide highlights the Army organizations operating at the joint operational and Army theater strategic levels supporting joint logistics. It shows how the strategic, operational, and tactical levels of warfare are interconnected, with Army units supporting joint operations. At the theater strategic level, combatant commanders coordinate with unified action partners to achieve national policy goals. Army Service Component Commands, ASCCs, and other subordinate organizations such as the Theater Sustainment Commands, TSCs, and Medical Command Deployment Support, MedCom-DS, provide sustainment support to the joint force. At the operational level, Army units focus on sustaining campaigns and major operations. Expeditionary Sustainment Commands, ESCs, and G4 elements link tactical actions with strategic objective. The TSC handles or manages theater-wide logistics, including contract support, while the ESC handles near-term operations, ensuring sustainment in the operational area. Together, these organizations ensure that logistics support is well coordinated from the strategic level to the tactical, enabling operational success in joint operations. This slide emphasizes the importance of joint sustainment in supporting multi-domain operations. Sustainment capabilities are drawn from all domains: land, air, sea, space, and cyber, and they directly influence the depth and endurance of operations. Sustainment must integrate across all domains and joint forces to ensure operational success. Joint and strategic integration is essential, demanding close coordination across all echelons. Survivability of sustainment operations is critical and requires both active and passive protective measures, as well as the support of maneuver forces. Support area operations secure communications and base clusters, enabling the sustainment and command and control functions necessary for maintaining tempo in deep and close operations. In the strategic and operational frameworks on the right side of the slide, planners must align resources and sustainment requirements to operational areas. Proper coordination ensures that sustainment is delivered when and where needed, maintaining operational tempo. Sustainment is critical in large-scale combat operations requiring greater resources than other types of missions. The Army's sustainment efforts, integrated into the joint force, are key to enabling the operational reach, endurance, and freedom of action that commanders need to succeed. The Theater Sustainment Command is doctrinally responsible for connecting strategic sustainment capabilities to tactical formations. It serves as the Army's primary command for integrating and synchronizing all sustainment activities within an area of responsibility. The TSC operates through assigned and attached units, executing 4 key operational responsibilities: theater opening, theater distribution, sustainment, and theater closing. The TSC is assigned to an Army Service Component Command, ASCC, often designated as a theater army. In some cases, the TSC commander may also serve as the Deputy Commanding General for Sustainment, DCGS, within the ASCC. This slide outlines the notional AOR command and control of sustainment forces, focusing on 3 key organizations: the Theater Sustainment Command, TSC, Expeditionary Sustainment Command, ESC, and Medical Command Deployment Support, MedCom-DS. The Theater Sustainment Command, TSC, which is assigned to the ASCC, connects strategic sustainment enablers to tactical formations. It synchronizes and integrates intra-theater sustainment, supports the reception, staging, onward movement, and integration, or RSO&I, of forces, and executes 4 key operational responsibilities that we talked about earlier: theater opening, theater distribution, sustainment, and theater closing. The ESC, attached to the TSC, focuses on near-term operations. It's normally assigned to the core and plans and synchronizes operational sustainment. Multiple ESCs may operate within a theater at once, and they deploy forces in the Joint Operational Area, the JOA, while the TSC maintains a theater-wide focus. The Medical Command Deployment Support, MedComDS, also assigned to an ASCC, is responsible for command and control of medical support within the AOR. It coordinates medical logistics and synchronizes the Army Health System, AHS, support in close coordination with the TSC. Okay, take a moment to review your top 5 takeaways that we discussed. Particularly focus on the authorities granted to the combatant commander, things like Title 10, Executive Agency, DAFL, Lead Service. Pretty important as we plan from here on out. And here are your 5 takeaways for S150 coming up. Thank you for your attention, and have a great day.